guys, girls, and guppies, to Tales of Iron. I was planning on doing completely different things today, but I'm so cold, which is why I'm sitting here with this hoodie on. And my energy went lower and lower, and so I figured, hey, you've been wanting to keep playing this game for days and haven't been able to because, you know, it's not really worth it to like start streaming when you only have an hour or something. So we're continuing today. I'm thrilled to see there's a few people in here, including Cosine and all the rest of your name. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm really happy to see you back in here. Welcome back. I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit because it seems very loud to me. I'm not sure. Hi, Oleg. Hi, are you? I haven't seen you stream for... Yeah, that's true. I haven't had time. But now, you know, I have time and there's another game. Actually, there's a couple of games I want to play on stream. But, so little time. So we'll start with this one. I've actually thought about, possibly, not finishing this on stream if it takes too long. Because I'm never sure if people actually care to, like, see a game from start to finish, you know? I feel like the appeal wears off when you have, like I did for God of War. I mean, I'm sure there's people, I know there's people who watch the whole thing from beginning to end. But I don't know how interesting it is to see me, like, screwing around for, like, 30 plus multi-hour parts of a game. I've been... Oh, look at that! The game starts, maybe the controller disconnects. It's so nice to be in familiar surroundings. I've been doing my teachers in school training. There isn't really a good word for it in English. Practicum isn't really the thing because I'm done with my university degree, right? I have a full university degree. But let me just, before I get back into Mosquitoeville, I'll finish up this information. Basically, in Germany, after you finish a university degree, if you want to become a teacher, you do 18 months of basically craftsmanship training, like the craft of being a teacher, in a school, which basically just means you depend on everybody, your pay is measly, and you're under a lot of stress all the time. So, but I'm almost done with that now. But that's been the main reason why I just haven't had the wherewithal to stream. And also, thank you, Cosine, for watering me this early on. Also, hi, Lord Dimus. Hey, 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 hey. There, I'm watered. Now, if you weren't here last time, which I think most of you weren't, didn't catch many people last time, I'm a rat.
A buzzing
and
the stench of rotten meat. The Mozzie King had come for him. He wasn't the only king with a sting in his tail.
And, well, first of all, this is gonna keep happening, because I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe my Bluetooth stick is too weak. I don't know. And, yeah, I'm a rat, and I'm the king, technically, but I have to do everything myself because all of my subjects are either dead or can't do anything. So that's why I'm doing everything. Right now, we're doing one of the more interesting parts of the everything, which is fighting monsters. This one being a giant mosquito. Flippin' disgusting. I also prophesize that I will now forget all of the key bindings. So please bear with me. I'll try not to get too triggered over the fact that I hate these things. What do I do for this again? I forgot. Ah! How do I put up my shield? Was it this? No, but this. Oh, and I can't do it for that. Right. Right. Oh, I drink with left shoulder button. That was close. I'll just waste... Oh, and I could... there was some way to poison these fuckers. Yeah, this. I feel like this might not be the run. Just a feeling, though. Yeah, yeah. Exactly, I'm the Rat King. Wonder if a rat would work as a controller? Very interesting hypothesis. Or question. Inquiry, I guess would be the right word. I'm certainly not going to test it, but feel free. Whoop! I can throw shit too. Look. That stinger is the worst thing. It's so obscenely flaccidly phallic. Very upsetting. The fuck? Why does it take so long to just let me move again? Oh, right. I almost forgot about this one. I'm gonna do the poison stuff again. Fuck. I was about to say, oh, hey, we're already at 50%, and then I got distracted by that thought. Because it made me very happy. Woo! What are you gonna do now? I was gonna roll, I didn't, but turned out to be a good thing, so. Whoa! I'm just... Maybe I can finish him off with bolts. Oh no! Woo! Yeah, might be. Yes!
With the king dead,
Oh!
hopefully the waves of Mozzie
This guy gave me enough trouble last time to end the last stream segment early, so... Glad that's done. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, but I barely used my 200 weapons, so I feel like that might not be worth it. I positively jinxed myself. Sometimes that works too. I was worried this was going to take forever, but apparently, you know, it does make a difference if you've been playing for 3 hours and your brain is mush. Hi, Napoleon. Well, I mean, the rules are nothing special. Don't be a dick and don't backseat, and that's it. I feel like that's the usual rules, isn't it? Welcome. Okay, we went through this last time. I'm not, like, there's definitely some sort of encumbrance thing with the weight, but I still haven't been able to figure out what it actually does. Like, why that's a bad thing. So far I haven't, oh, hey guys. Your king's dead, you might want to get out of here. I haven't been able to figure out what that affects, so. I'm trying not to get too weighty. Just so if I do notice the effect at some point, and I want to check. What the fuck just happened? These do way too much damage. And even though I'm wearing Mozzie protection. Right? Pretty simple. Oh no, how dare you? Well, that's okay, you can make up for it. How was your day? How was everybody's day? Nie совсем. Das ist, it's bug juice. I'm not sure if that makes it any better. But yeah, it does look like he's just like chugging some Liquor, huh? Oh, right, I forgot about the whistling dialogue. And the thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's bug juice. Like I said, I mean that's kind of worse. But okay, I'm not liking this. I like spears better than the mace thing. So it is less damage, but still, I don't like the heavy chopping motion. I don't like it. I like stabby. I live in PR, Puerto Rico, so my day is barely starting. Well, all the more glad you're here. Thanks for starting your morning with me. Oh, right, I have quests, because that's what I'm here for. Return of the Queen. The Mozzie Queen is returned to check on her brood. This will be the last time. Okay, we'll just kill the king, maybe
Her
get the queen
offspring
out of
were
the
all
way,
dead,
too.
and the mother had come to get her revenge.
Let's check where we need to go for that. All the way down there. Alright. Yeah. You always lived there? I've got you, like, I've got you saved somewhere in the, like, central United States. Not central, like landmass. Um, Taxes are coming up and my low salary is making me depressed. Oh man, sorry to hear that. I can relate to the low salary part. And actually to the taxes part too. I still haven't handed in my taxes. And my deadline is at the end of the month for those. So, yep. Gotta write myself another note besides the 4 that I've already been ignoring. Because I'm too busy. April 15th? Yeah, okay. Well, I think so. For me, it's the deadline to give them to my tax person because I don't want to do them myself. The actual deadline is later. My accountant. Rats can be cute in real life as long as they don't bite. I've been bitten by house rats. Yeah, a friend of mine used to have house rats, pet rats. Uh, they were really cute. The only issue with them was that they constantly peed on you because apparently they don't really have a blocking reflex, so they just constantly leak. It's not. It's actually not a big deal, but it is kind of disgusting. You know, just the knowledge that something is peeing on you is kind of ugh. But you get used to it. Okay, I would like to heal. Drink my bug juice. Okay. Hey, Katja, is there a fishing mini game in this game? Also, hi, SC. I'm not sure. Sure as shit hope there isn't. At least not a mandatory one. Shit education but good video games. Sounds not ideal, but like there's worse deals, you know? I'm broke myself. Weird thing to relate into people from other parts of the world. I'm from Israel, if you remember. Oh, yeah, I think I do remember. Yeah. Yes, yes. Now that you mention it, um, it something clicks, you know? But it's definitely been a while. I remember all of your names. I'm pretty good with that. But like keeping up with like all the info I have about each chatter is unfortunately harder than I would like it to be. Is this Ratatouille? It's a bit darker than Ratatouille. Remy is in the sewers. Ooh! Okay, so the game text. The game text already let me know that she is much tougher than the king, which I guess is true for insects and so. And since the king already annoyed the shit out of me, I'm not looking forward to this one, but so far I can deal. No! Mama, no! Ooh! The noises she makes are not pleasant and not very insect-like. No, other direction. Oh my god. I rolled. Okay, so she's a pummeler. So as long as I don't get hit, we don't really have an issue. And as soon as I do, we have a bigger issue. What is she doing now? Oh god! Stop squirting your bug juice at me, please. I don't know. Okay, so I did the right thing. Ah, okay. Alrighty. Lazy to be a rebel. Oh shit! I pressed the wrong button. Let me save again after I've refilled my poison. That might actually be a smart idea. Oh, I have to deal with you guys. Alright, fine. What's happening? My screen just bugged out. But I think you guys didn't see it. I didn't see what you used it for, but let me guess, you want me to take my glasses off? Of course. Screw you, Essie. Oh man. Oh man. Why would you do me like that? Ugh. Nope. Nope. See, this is the annoying thing about Bluetooth headphones. You just like you touch the wrong spot and suddenly the music keeps playing. Okay, sure, let's do it. Let's go. Damn it. Oh no. Ah! Damn it. The rolling worked so well the first time around. Now I guess I'm overthinking it. I don't know. There it is. Okay, thankfully I can see enough to like to survive. She said, getting hit. Ah! Haha. What? What? Oh, I keep forgetting about that one. The worst one. I just suppressed that memory. Ah! Not very elegant, Mother Mosquito. Ooh! Man, the butt squirts really... I have to memorize those better. Get up. I'm not standing yet, am I? No. How much poison do I have? I have 3 poisons. Okay. Just so you're aware, definitely can't read chat right now. I can tell that an orange username wrote a long message, and I think that's Alyag. But, that's... I'll have to get back to chat after I put my glasses back on. You can blame Missy. Ah! Ah! Mm-hmm. Chug, 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 chug. My brain short-circuited for some reason. Wait, why did she not stomp? Are we not doing stomp anymore? The fuck? Oh, fuck off! I actually haven't put a timer on, but I'm guessing 5 minutes aren't up yet. I'll try one more time without glasses. And I'll focus. I won't talk, because then maybe... Wouldn't it be nice to actually beat her without glasses? That'd be fun.
Foul mother of the storm. They'd never stop while she lived.
Damn it! Roll! Damn it! This game is really strict about not letting me cancel my attacks by rolling. Which is technically good, but not good for button mashers like me. Okay. I rolled! I probably could have just not run into her. That would have also been an option. Avoid getting hit. I also need to stop doing that. I'm gonna put my glasses back on now. Currently studying Japanese is fairly difficult. German has shared vocab with the languages I already speak. Yeah, with the little German I have, I'm able to somewhat understand and communicate, but with Japanese it's super hard. Yeah. I mean, kudos for taking on that. Definitely very different. I feel similar about Chinese, even though I know some Japanese. But Mandarin has just always been, oh god, I can't see. My monitor's really just like short-circuiting on me, I guess. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about, so I'm just gonna not try to remember, because otherwise I'm doomed right away for this one. Yeah, I'm just over here drinking. Ignore me. Wah! I blocked! Okay, well that was a shit run. That date from your Hades stream? I feel, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I have beaten something without glasses before. I wasn't sure what it was. I'm wondering if maybe I should use a different weapon, like, to get bigger hits in. I was talking about studying Chinese, right? So yeah, I mean, not even speaking of Cantonese, like, let's just say Mandarin. Learning a tonal language is just, seems like a daunting task to me. Certainly not impossible, but it's just, never tried to learn Chinese. She always does the same stuff, doesn't she? Like, I don't even mean, like, she has a certain roster of attacks, but, like, it's always the same order. Amazing how I still get hit. No. Oh, God, fuck. Can somebody explain to me how it's possible that on the first time, never seen or interacted with this boss before, and I perfectly dodge rolled every one of those stupid abdomen attacks. And now, the more often I try, the worse I get. I don't know. That's just how it always goes for me. Yeah, bullet frenzy. Perfect timing for that then. Well, I mean, you never finish studying Russian, right? Um, or any language for that matter. But yeah, I mean, I'm no longer in university to study it. I am now teaching it. But still continuing to learn myself because that's what learning a language is. I'm kind of impatient about this too because I really want to continue the story, so I might just do that instead of trying to kick this queen's abdomen. Because as you can see, I'm really not doing well. Yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Fuck this. Ugh. Oh, I forgot about that move. Yes. I am. I am a Russian and English teacher. And also drama, but I'm not currently teaching that. Ow. I hurt myself today. See if I still feel. Hey, I can't be bothered with you guys. Fastest way out of here. Maybe I'll just go back the way I came. Whatever. Got myself a copy of Bratya Karamazovy. And the vocabulary there is. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, classic literature is always, like, a step up from, like, whatever you use casually, right? Generally speaking, and I feel like with Russian, it's even more noticeable, like, more severe. My perception is that Russian. Oh shit! I forgot about that move set too. Russian casual or everyday language is even more different from Russian written or like literature language, as they say. Than in any like it would be in any language, you know. Obviously, the language that's used in literature is always going to be better, more advanced. Man, I'm really not paying attention now. More like good, more gooder than any language, any spoken language. But I always felt like that contrast was bigger in Russian than in at least the other languages I know. And even more so, of course, if you read books that are like 200 years old. Or even just 100. I think first language is usually a synonym for native language. Which is why we usually use the word second language for any foreign language you learn, even if it's like the third or fourth language you're learning. Okay, let me see. What did this dude want again? Oh wait, is that... No, that's not the task. What is my task? Do I have a quest log? Not very helpful. Okay, I have a quest log of my open quests, and I don't really have anything to help me with these symbols that I forgot, because apparently I'm getting too old to remember things for a week. Anyway, I'll just walk to the king's symbol. If I remember correctly, I need 10 monies? No, 30 monies. I need 30 monies. How much monies do I have? Can I... Where do I get information on that? There we go. 14. Yeah, I remember now. I'm the king of errands. I'm the rat king and also the king of errands, which means never mind. I have to go beat the mosquito queen because that's my job. That's what I do. There's always exactly one thing you can do in this game at a time, despite things being called side quests. Is the current political context make it different or difficult? Not really. I am teaching a native speaker class, so so the kids in my class are all native speakers to some extent. So like that's actually kind of what makes it tricky because it's like varying degrees. And you know we're doing like upper class level stuff. So we're talking about literature, and art, interpreting stuff, and and I have at least two people in there who are originally from Ukraine, and one of them actually came right like a month or so after the invasion. Um, so I'm sure it was a different situation right when she came. Um, but now, um, it's everyday stuff. It's I'm sure it doesn't not affect her, but I don't. It doesn't affect me through her. Um, and I also still maintain that the language Russian, which of course is also spoken in other places than Russia, shouldn't be thrown into the mix with um, one of the world's many uh, megalomaniacs who currently hold power and his fantasies about um, reliving the days of the czars. Um, the language and large parts of the people and the culture and many other things don't have anything to do with that and shouldn't be held in cahoots with that, if you know what I mean. Kind of similar as I feel about the Middle East conflict right now, meaning Israel's government's behavior also doesn't speak to everybody who lives in Israel, right? Yeah, Navalny is crazy, and it's actually the Navalny situation. Apart from the fact that it feels unreal that he's now actually gone after everything he's overcome. Um, what made that scary to me specifically was that to me it's very clear that if they're willing to make him a martyr as big as they're making him one with this, right? Because like after all the revolutionary acts of and the public presence that Navalny has held and still holds even post mortem, there was no way that they were going to get rid of him without making him a martyr. So that means either, less likely option, they're dumb and delusional enough now to do that and just not consider that fact. Or, and this is what I think is happening, it's another power pose of like, we can do that and it's not going to change a thing. We can make this man the most outspoken oppositional force and person and symbol, even a martyr, and it's not going to matter because we can't be challenged. I feel like that's the message, and
The Mozzie Queen,
scary.
foul mother of the sword. They'd never stop while she lived.
Wah! Oh, fuck off. Well, I guess it gives me a moment to look at chat. Tried learning Punjabi for about a year. I managed to learn to read a couple of scripts since. Also, write an Arabic script, especially in Pakistan. Yeah. Yeah. Well, do people in Pakistan even speak Punjabi at all? I thought they all spoke Urdu. In a similar way to Arabic, I think that the history and culture is interesting. A good many Israelis come from Arabic countries. Many older Israelis speak Arabic. I mean, that's another thing that makes the whole Gaza situation even more tragic and depressing. Like, it's not like there's a huge rift, like culture or people wise, you know. But oh man, let's not get into that. I have a lot of sadness and anger. Ah! Or actually, I shouldn't put it that way. I feel like having sadness and anger about something isn't a good reason to not talk about it. It's just that I feel like it's kind of inappropriate to like talk about that in a half-assed way while I'm playing a little rat trying to kill a giant squirting mosquito. It feels kind of weird. Right. Maybe they just don't give a fuck anymore. I find that highly unlikely. Let's say that. Of course, I have no direct line into Putin's brain, and I don't think anybody would want to have one. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Official language of Pakistan is Urdu. There are many ethnic groups in Pakistan that speak various languages. Okay. Same as India, then, I guess, yeah. I mean, really, that's true for any country, but I'm guessing you mean like groups that have always made up the native population of Pakistan.
The Mozzie Queen,
I mean,
foul mother of the sword.
oh, actually, I should do that more often while I'm standing under her. It really doesn't do that much more damage. Why isn't this working anymore? Getting upset. I just can't dodge roll that shit anymore. I don't understand. Fuck this, man. I'm not doing this mission. I hate this mission. It's the worst mission that ever missioned. Ah! No, I think it's just a leg. I think he's the only one who mentioned it anyway. We had one other person say they're from Puerto Rico, but that's a very different country. Ah, why am I jumping to the other side? Okay, now, okay, so this is the sort of shit that happens when you know I don't want to do a mission anymore. It just takes me 3 minutes to get up a set of ladders.
Mozzie Queen, foul mother of the sword. They'd never stop while she lived.
It just doesn't work anymore. Works more on accident than intentionally. Okay. That one, I could tell it wouldn't go right, but still. fuck this. No, seriously, I'm done. I think I need to do that one by myself with better focus than when I'm on stream. This is just gonna turn into very, very, very boring, uh, content. Content. I actually saw, so I bought a game a few days back, that looked really interesting and really, like, really good for stream. I might interrupt this one or even cut this series short as an on-stream game, um, to play that little indie title with a really interesting mechanic, as far as I can tell. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go cancel this shitty quest and see if we can find a better one. Case in point, this not being an ideal streaming game, with all these little tiny quests that you have to do, I feel like I would have much more interesting stuff to talk about to fill the time. And also, it would have to be easier, which generally I don't mind it being a hard game, but like, I can't just talk about things while I'm trying to beat a giant mosquito. Oh, I can't quit, can I? I guess not. That sucks. Anything else I can do? I really don't want to do this shitty quest right now. Should have thought of that before, huh? Maybe your controller has a lot of input lag. It's always on the verge to disconnect. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I might also just be messing up the timing. It's just not. I'm not sure I understand why. I feel like I time it the same every time, but. About what is going on here in Israel, I may have somewhat of an insight into the culture, but there's a lot of propaganda and it's hard to tell what is true. Yeah. Oh! Still? Sound still stopped? Ah, okay. A lot of propaganda, hard to tell what's true. The conflict is about an hour drive away from where I live. Whoa. I'm on the mind that after the war ends, the fog of war will lift and things will become clearer as to what really went on. Okay, I feel like at this point I have to, like, stop jumping between the game and this. Well, first of all, I'm here in Europe. I've never been to Israel or Gaza. I know people who have been to either Palestine or Israel or both. But I've never been myself, so of course it's always like kind of tricky to like sit here as an internet streamer playing rats and talk about these geopolitical goings on. But I will say that I have, until rather recently, basically until this last stint of the conflict, I was always of the mind and felt like good about that because that's usually what's echoed, right? Like, I'm not there, I don't know, it's very complicated, it's there's stuff going on both sides that's not good, and you know, it's far too complicated for me to like have any sort of idea. But more recently I feel like that's not really true, and to like not get too far into the weeds of it, because I feel like over the past few months there's been some people who have done some really, really, really good work researching and collecting and putting together a lot of very damning information concerning Israel's, and again, I think it's really important to differentiate between state and people, Israel's general behavior and even agenda, especially under this current government. And I find it really cowardly and personally offensive and upsetting that certain people keep hiding behind this. Every time you criticize the state of Israel, it's anti-Semitic thing, because that's just not true, and it's I find it to be a disgrace, honestly. Um, this whole like, oh, let the people who went through one of the most horrible genocides that the world has ever seen be the sole judge on what qualifies as genocide or like crimes against humanity or whatever. I don't think that's how it works. By that logic, there couldn't be any hard right wing developments in a lot of countries in Europe where there currently are hard right wing developments and have been for a few years. So I think that is out immediately, even though a lot of pundits try to or want to jump back to that immediately. I think it's insulting to hold on, I can't. I find that to be insulting towards intelligence, to just be like, oh, it's just anti-Semitism. Unfortunately, of course, as with everything, because they're like fucking cockroaches, of course, anti-Semites are gonna jump on this as well to like insert themselves in there and be like, see, we told you they're evil. But that's not the point. Criticizing the state of Israel has nothing to do. Nothing to do in the first degree with anti-Semitism. And I think it's totally possible to criticize the openly warmongering things that Netanyahu has said and keeps saying and doing. And I don't think it's too much to ask to expect the side that has all the military power, all the support of large parts of the Western world, chief among them the friggin' USA, biggest military force in the world, to be the facilitators of a peace. And none of that is to say that what Hamas has been doing in general, and did in October specifically, isn't horrible and heinous and like unimaginably cruel. But I feel like it's kind of ridiculous that we have to keep reestablishing that and keep sitting here having to like reestablish that a terrorist organization is a bad thing. Of course they're a bad thing, right? That's not really the point that people have in mind when they talk about the crimes of Israel as a state. Two wrongs don't make a right, right? It's the old saying, is still true. I think that the activist Amit Fawad Al-Khatib gives good insights on what goes on here. Himself is Gazan. I haven't heard of him, but I'll look him up. SC says, sorry for the question, I should have guessed it could snowball into controversy. I was asking because I tend to listen to radio and read news in the target language when I learn a language. I mean, you're good. The biggest part of why I haven't said anything about this at all, of course, is that I haven't been online regularly in months. But I also, even after the terrorist attacks on October 7th and the following acts of Israel, even after that, for a few months, I found it hard to take on a pro-Palestine stance, like generally, because it's always harder than that. It's always more differentiated than that. It's always blah 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 blah. But I've also grown very wary of both sides' narratives, because in a lot of cases, it's really not both sides. There's usually some stuff that could have been done better on either side, but it's never 50-50, And it's not here either. An eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, Alex says, I don't like Bibi. I believe that his political career is over at this point. You think so? Because that's something you definitely have a better idea of than me, for sure. Um, I hope so. I would hope so. Because what I've heard is that a lot of people in Israel are actually opposed to him, are actually uh, on the street to protest against him, and are very aware that what him and his administration are doing breeds more violence. You know, it's what they've been doing for the past 6 months has been a mass extermination on the basis of, again, from the information I've gathered so far, very thin reasoning beyond a terrorist attack happened. And yeah, it wasn't good when the US did it. It's not good when Israel does it. It's just retribution just is not a good look. It's just not. But I do know from experience that it's for a lot of people from Israel, it's uncomfortable to talk about this stuff because uh well, I've never been able to ask why, but the few people that I've actually gotten a chance to talk to where like the conversation skirts this topic, um they usually try to avoid talking about it at all and get visibly pressed. And so I've never like dove into it because my interpretation of that was that assuming that they didn't have anti like anti Palestinian or anti Muslim stances, it might just be that they're scared of like if we have this conversation, this very pleasant interaction that I'm having might turn into me having to defend my country, even though I'm just one person. And I can respect and understand that. So thank you for like being open to that in a freaking Twitch chat that was about a rat game. Um, I wanted to dismiss it, but I feel like it's important. It's important, and I do feel like it. I hate that like being German puts you into this position of like, and it shouldn't, right? This isn't an issue of like where you're from or who you are or your nationality or you even whatever. This is a human rights issue. It shouldn't matter who we're talking about, what country we're talking about, but it gets turned into that. Um, sorry, I got stuck on the last comment in chat. Um, what I'm trying to say is, I realize that you always have to be careful with like accusations of genocide or mass extinction or even war crimes. I get that. And I also get that it's, the perfect jumping off point if somebody suggests that Israel might be committing genocide for certain people to go, you accuse us of genocide? Do you remember the Holocaust? And then, of course, in the next layer of that, to then say, any German who talks about this and isn't on Israel's side, well, we know where you stand. When really, I feel like this is about how people treat each other, how it's interesting that there's such a difference being made by some people between what Putin did and is doing versus what Netanyahu did and is doing. They're definitely not the same situation, but the problems with the situations are connected, at least comparable. I mean, technically everything is comparable. And the reactions we're seeing in the world are very different. I think that one of the reasons for Israelis to be uncomfortable is that people think the situation with Palestinians is hopeless. We were going through a long peace process up until 2005. Then Hamas took over Gaza. Also, there are people dying, but there's no genocide. Well, this is the thing with like the definitions of genocide, and I think it's beyond my capabilities in this like spontaneous, non-prepared situations on a gaming stream where I can rehash well the very legitimate reasoning behind why you could call what the Israeli forces are doing in Gaza could be called a genocide. But you know, genocide doesn't just mean killing everybody. There are steps before that, right? The Holocaust didn't start in the gas chambers. The Holocaust started way before that. It started with the repressive laws that very specifically and openly targeted the Jewish population of Germany, for example. So I think I'll leave it at that because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth trying to define something when I don't have the actual like definition in front of me. But both Netanyahu and some people in his administration have declared intent to commit some acts that might fall under what you could call genocide. Putin is more comparable to Sinwar and Haniyeh. Well, again, I'm not comparing the exact actions. For me, the point that bears comparing is the reaction in the global community. Putin claimed he was provoked too, right? And the provocation, in one case it was fictional, in one case it was a legitimate horrible terrorist attack. So there is a difference. But the consequences that you draw from that matter. So, I mean, that's the whole discussion, right? He doesn't think it's a genocide, though he does believe the government is committing war crimes. Well, that's all fine and good. And again, I'll look him up. I don't know who he is, but he's one guy, right? And other one guys have different opinions. It's really not about what I or any other person who puts videos on the internet thinks. We have human rights organizations who have concrete definitions of these terms. Yeah. I would say though, even though I tend to believe, you know, from all the things that I've seen and heard and researched so far, I don't see any reason for not classifying aspects of this as genocidal actions. But the bigger question to me is, even if we say this is definitely not a genocide, fine, it's still mass extermination and destruction of human lives and where their living space, their houses, their culture, everything they know. And if you don't want to classify that as genocide, sure. But the facts are that tens of thousands of people have died, and a large part of those were children. And it's shit that Hamas is so powerful in Gaza. But the voices of some people who are trying to like make claims, and they are not even just fringe people who are sitting in their chairs and speaking to their cameras about how there are no civilians nor blameless civilians in Gaza. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I don't think I'm not sure how far it there's merit to fighting about whether this is genocide or not. Um, I feel like that's something that will be decided after it's over anyway. If we can just agree that these are horrible actions, and we're not even like, even if we agree that eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, we're not even an eye for an eye anymore. We're at like, you take out my eye, I chop off your fucking head. So it's beyond me how we could still not agree that that's objectively wrong, however you define it. So I think I'll leave it at that. And if I'm interpreting my pop-up message in Twitch correctly, there's currently an advertisement running. So yeah. So if there's not currently an ad running, hopefully you'll see me. Yeah, the genocide debate definitely will need to be done afterwards. I believe that Bibi will need to be put on trial. Yeah, I feel like that's, yeah. Um, Unfortunately, like, it feels. I think why people keep bringing this up is because I think if you are of the opinion that there is a genocide happening, it is an absolutely maddening thought that it is still going on. Um, it's still being allowed to happen. With still such generally, like, with soft pushback, criticism from especially the US, um, because like with everything we've gone through, and especially with like uh, how often um, the topic of the Holocaust has been brought up, um, in, well, at least in the Western world, and in how many contexts, and rightfully so. I feel like there's people out there who like, you're like, okay, but if we think there's a genocide happening, we need to stop it this second, because we all collectively agreed that this wouldn't happen anywhere anymore. And I think the frustrating thing that we're going to have to find out is that the problem with people committing awful acts against each other often isn't only the acts themselves, but how they are interpreted at the time that they are happening. And that only afterwards do we look back at many things, and then as a global community agree, no, that was a bad thing. But when it's happening, unfortunately, there tends to be a lot more discussion about things that shouldn't be up for debate. And I think that's kind of what we're experiencing right now with many things, actually. And yeah, it's super frustrating when like you are a person who wants to at least stick to the bottom line of, can we agree that generally trying to like not kill children is maybe the minimum we can we can agree on, and that can't really be excused by, no, but like over half a year ago they did the bad things. I don't know, but anyway, anyway, um wow, that turned into a very different topic. I'm going to go take a break, and I feel like, I know this is a harsh cut and I apologize, but I really don't know how to continue this topic anymore. I think I've said everything I can say, and I want to get back to gaming. Yes, we need more rat game. Actually, I'm thinking that I might not give you more rat game, because I feel like I'm not good at rat game right now. I feel like I might do some questing off stream, not now, but like later. And then when I finally get to flip and continue the actual fucking story instead of running around trying to earn money to fix my throne, um, maybe then I'll stream more. Um, I'll take a break now, and afterwards we'll play a different game that I know very little about, except that it has a central mechanic that is very strange, and I feel like could be very enjoyable and fun to watch as a stream. So I'll be back in a few minutes. See you then.